Hello everyone, my name is ArashiYT, your coach of the Groningen Noctowls, bringing you week 1 till week 5 of the UBC season 8. Now for you guys who are wondering what is the UBC is a showdown draft league, but it's not upload required. I do however wanted to show you guys the matches that I have in this league, but I did not want to upload a match every week. So I thought to myself, how can I fix this? And I thought to myself, you know what, we can do it like we're going to upload week 1 till week 5 now, because I've done week 5 yesterday, so I can actually now sit down and record this video. And then afterwards, once we've done week 6 till week 10, I can actually upload that video for you guys. And if we do reach playoffs, maybe I will then do like, a video every week of the quarterfinals, semifinals and so forward, if we can actually reach that point. So in this video, I will go to my draft. I will show you guys the team that I drafted very quickly. Then we're going to go to week 1 and show you guys that match until we have done every match that I had so far in this league. And that will be the end of this video. And yeah, it's something new I'm doing, because this is not an upload required league, but I still want to bring out, this league on the channel to show you guys the matches, because it can help me practicing my commentary skills, my skills on explaining why I drafted mods, and just give you guys content, and hopefully you guys will be entertained by that, because my number one thing of being a draft league coach is entertain you guys, and I hope you have a fun time watching my matches. Alright, so my team is a mix of mons that I've used in the past and I'm very comfortable using with mons that I haven't used yet, but I'm keen on using in this league. So my team is as followed. We have Mega Gallade, Suicune, Mimikyu, Goodra, Diggersby, Roserade, Snorlax, Metagross, Piloswine, Torkoal and Masquerain. So you can already see with mons like Torkoal, Metagross, Roserade, Diggersby, Goodra, Suicune, all of these mons I have used in the past and I'm very comfortable using them, and I've used them pretty much to their potential in other draft leagues. Now we also have now Mega Gallade, Mimikyu, we have like Snorlax, and I think I've used Snorlax before, but I don't know if I have, so that's why I did not mention it before. Piloswine and Masquerain, these are mons that I really wanted to use. Masquerain more because a lot of people will probably think Masquerain is a bad mon, but with the Intimidate ability and with the stats that it has, it can actually potentially do a lot for this team. We also have a pretty good core with Mimikyu, Goodra and Metagross. We have like Diggersby there that can still hit hard. We have Roserade, Torkoal and Suicune, a pretty good water, fire, grass core. And we have also some hard hitters there with Gallade and Mimikyu. Very offensive mons, because I really wanted to use a more offensive team right now. And with this team I can actually potentially do that. Now for Sea Captains, we have a Mimikyu and Goodra. Mimikyu, of course, with the Ferium Z, it can hit hard. We have with the Mimikyu Z, we have a Z move that can really hit hard if needed. With Let's Snuggle Forever, if I'm not mistaken, the Z move of Mimikyu. I could be wrong by that. And of course Goodra, if needed, we can put a Dragonium Z on that thing and just nuke somebody with a very hyper offensive Goodra set. Now with that being said, I will be going to week 1 now, and that is as follows. We are playing against the Houston Soul Rockets in week 1 of this league, and he's bringing Diggersby, Suicune, Goodra, Gallade. Wait, that's my team. I'm bringing Diggersby, Suicune, Goodra, Gallade, Mega Gallade, Mimikyu, and Metagross, while my opponent is bringing Tyranitar, Crobat, Tangrowth, Charizard, Y, Excadrill, and Slowking. So a very dangerous team, and if I sound it a little bit out of breath sometimes, it's really hot in my room. It's like there's a heat wave coming around the Netherlands now, and it's no fun, and I hate the heat. I can't wait for summer to start again, for winter to start again, because I don't like the summer at all. But right away in this match, I made a huge mistake, and you can already see that right here, because he's going to start out with his Mega Charizard, and I'm going to start out with my Metagross. I for real thought he would switch out here. He didn't, he just went for the Flare Blitz immediately. And that is going to, kill off my Metagross. Now, on the Diggersby, he's going on the Tangrowth. And that return is not doing anything. He's going to knock off the Assault Vest off my Goodra, which kind of sucks. And then I Fire Blast off against the Tangrowth, but that Slowking is going to take it very well. I'm like, okay, I can try to Draco Meteor and whittle this thing down. He luckily misses the Toxic for us, and now I know I'm like, okay, I have to switch out. But he, on the switch, predicts that, goes for the Scald here. Very, very nice play by my opponent there. And this match was done like 4 or 5 weeks ago, so if I don't remember quite what happened already, my apologies for that. But he really predicted the Diggersby switch in there with Scald. There was no point for him not going for Scald because it would still have done amazing damage on the Goodra. And on the off chance I went into my Mimikyu or Gallade, him trying to burn my mons there was something he could actually have later on in the match. And he knows I can't really touch him with a Suicune, so going for a Scald there was pretty well done. I should have maybe stayed in, maybe went for a Thunderbolt, but alas, you know, Diggersby is now crippled as it is. He can go into his Tangrowth now, who has the Red Generator ability, and I'm already out here struggling in this match. Now I knew another knockoff was coming, so going into my Goodra there was the safe play. Hitting off another Draco Meteor here, and the second one will not kill because of the special attack drops after every Draco Meteor hit. Now he is going to Toxic me and hit it right now, and I'm like, I just have to keep going on and hit him with a Draco Meteor. Luckily we got a critical hit there on the Crobat. But as you can see here, my Goodra is already crippled as it is. I saved it here for fodder lately if needed. And going into my Suicune here, because Suicune can actually try to damage this thing. He's of course going to U-turn out into his Slowking, which pretty much tanks every hit Suicune can do. And here I was like, alright, time to go into my Goodra. We can hopefully maybe live another Toxic damage if he's going for the Toxic with Slowking. We are. Draco Meteor connects on the Tyranitar, but that's not going to do much, and then the Goodra will fall down. So I was really afraid we're going to get a 6-0 loss here, but we aren't. We aren't going to get a 6-0 loss here. He is going to break my disguise with the Brave Bird. I'm going to hit my Let's Snuggle Forever here, and that is going to do still amazing damage on the Crobat, and Shadow Sneak will kill off the Crobat here. So we're not going to lose this with 6-0, but he still has the Sand Top. Excadrill is still a problem, and he can basically sweep me now with his Excadrill, which he is going to do. He is going to Earthquake again, and the Suicune will go down. Now Mega Gallade will come in here, but an Earthquake will still be, you know, the death of Gallade there. Now Diggersby, I can try the Quick Attack, try to do some damage, you know, whittle the Sandstorm down, and then go into my Mimikyu. Drain Punch will not kill, unfortunately, and the Earthquake will kill off the Mimikyu. So we lose the first match of this league with 5-0. So a very tough loss, but if you know me, I always start a draft league with a new team or a team of a mix of Pokemon that I've used before. So it's always, I always have a bad start in League. So I was like, you know what, let's brush it off. Let's go into week 2. So in week 2, and now I have to actually get my phone here to bring up the schedule. In week 2, we face off against the Vancouver Victinis. So we can actually see that right here, the Vancouver Victinis. So my opponent is bringing the Latios, the Beedrill, the Heatran, the Thundurus Therian, the Umbreon, and the Mienshao. While I'm bringing my Diggersby, my Suicune, my Masquerain, we're bringing Masquerain in this match, my Mega Gallade, Mimikyu, and the Metagross. So we're going to start play and see how this match actually went. So he's starting out with the Mienshao. I'm starting out with the Metagross, and I made the same mistake of staying in, but this time I knew there was no chance in hell he could actually try to kill me off here, so going for the Stealth Rocks there was a safe option, and Stealth Rocks actually helps out very much in this match. Now my Diggersby is on the field. I try to Ice Pump the Thundurus. He's switching out into his Heatran, so I'm going off into my Suicune. But he's going to switch into his Latios, and his Latios will try to Side Shock me, but that is not going to do that much. And we are going to fire off a nice and clean Ice Beam, and he is going to reveal that he is Roost. So at this point we were fighting off Roosters and Ice Beam, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep on Ice Beaming, or I can actually put up the substitute here. Now I hoped it would actually help me out a lot, but we can actually try to Calm Mind now, and you know, the leftovers will recover some damage, but he will get the Thunder Wave off, and that is going to paralyze us. So at this point I was like, okay, you know what, we have one Calm Mind up, we can try to Ice Beam again. So basically we were whittling us down. I went for another Calm Mind here, a little bit greedy. We are going to live, and the Ice Beam will connect, but going for that Calm Mind there was really not great, because now the Mega Beedrill can come in and kill us off. We could have had a little bit more health. Not that it would probably matter against Mega Beedrill, but still, you know, it could still be very bad for us if we had, you know, it's not good to get greedy while trying to set up. Let's say that. All right, so the Mimikyu is now into the Heatran. He's going to burn me with the Heatran. So at this point, I just had to Swords Dance up. I just had to Swords Dance up, try to get some attack boost back. We are going to hit the Drain Punch on the Heatran, and the Flash Cannon will not kill us, but the burn will. So here I'm going into my Masquerain with the Intimidate ability, and the Hydro Pump will connect and kill off the Heatran. So Masquerain now here. The Poison Jab, however, will kill off the Heatran, and Masquerain is gone. But you know, the Masquerain got a kill. You gotta appreciate that Masquerain got a kill there. So he's going to U-turn into his Mienshao, and the Mienshao is going to take some risk there with a high jump kick, but it is going to kill off the Metagross. Now here I'm going to go into my Mega Gallade. We're going to hit that close combat, and the Mienshao will go down, but it still looks pretty bad for us with just Diggersby in the back. Now here I'm going to Shadow Sneak. We are going to get a crit, but the Dark Pulse will connect here. So now it's Diggersby versus the rest of his team. Mega Beedrill, Umbreon, and Thundurus Therian. So we are Choice Scarfed, and I am going to click return. And the Umbreon will not take this return that well. Foul Play will not kill us. Another return kills off the Umbreon. Thundurus Therian comes in, goes down by the Stealth Rocks, and we won this match with 1-0. A hell of a match. I really played well at the beginning to put up the Stealth Rocks there, because as I mentioned before, Stealth Rocks works really well at his team, and that was the win con for us. And we basically won this match with still 5% of our HP left. That was a hell of a match. So, on to week 3, which was against the Pittsburgh Empoleons. So here we go, the Pittsburgh Empoleons. Now he's bringing the Zygarde, the Mandibus, the Keldeo, the Scizor, Mega Scizor, Palossand, and the other Thundurus, the normal Thundurus. I'm bringing my Diggersby, my Suicune, my Torkoal, my Gallade, my Mimikyu, and Goodra. So we're gonna click play. We're just going with these matches. I'm not going to try to pause. We're starting off with Goodra. He's going to Volt Switch, and that is going to do nothing against the Goodra, and I just went into my Ice Beam on the Mandibus, and we freeze the Mandibus here. Now, this will happen later on in the season as well, but his Mandibus is now frozen. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep on Ice Beaming, because I was Choice Specs, if I'm not mistaken. Here. No, I was not Choice Specs, then I was Assault Vest, then I was Choice Specs later on. If you had so many matches in a row, you're going to mess up one way or another. But I was expecting a Secret Sword again, so onto my Mimikyu, who can actually resist that. We're going to try to Swords Dance up. He's going to Mega Evolve, going for the Bullet Punch here to break my disguise. I'm going to Drain Punch, but it's not going to do that much. So I have to go into my Torkoal, because my Torkoal is the Scissors check for this match. And I went for I think I just went for the lava. Yeah, I went for the lava plume. We got a crit there. I don't think that crit mattered. Mandibus goes down. Then the Thunderous Tearing comes in. I wanted to save my Torkoal for later on, and going for the Digger's B here was the more safer play. Now I can just try to Ice Punch. I know it will not do anything against the Scissor, but at least I can try it out. Now I'm going to go into my Suicune, as he is going to go back into his Thunderous. And I have to switch back out into my Diggersby, but he predicts that, goes for the Focus Blast. Again, Diggersby switch getting predicted. Should have played more carefully there, but I had to actually play a little bit risky there to gain some momentum in the match. Trying here for the Let's Snuggle Forever. It's not doing that much to the Scissor, and I've wasted my C move here because he can actually roost that all of that damage up. So here I was like, alright, time to play more risk. I have to, you know, try to put up the substitute there. It's not going to work. He's going to break the sub with the U-turn. Now he's going to Toxic my Suicune. And at this point I was like, well, try to Scald. Maybe we can actually try to burn this thing. But he's now going to use Taunt. I was like, I'm going to try to hit you. I'm going to try to hit you. We're not getting a burn, however, sadly. The HAX is not in our favor now. It was with the freeze in the beginning, but now it's not working well, and these water Pokemon are just, you know, trying to fight off against each other, but the Keldeo will be the one who wins in the end. So back into my Mimikyu, whose disguise is already busted. I have to play rough here. He, of course, can go into the Mega Scissor, and that is basically the story of Week 3 of the UBC, because his Scissor is like a check for all of my other mons except for the Torkoal. So once the Torkoal will go down, you know, his Scissor can just freely stay in and try to do work against my Pokemon. So here I went into my Stroman, the Diggersby, will connect the Earthquake, but the Earthquake will not kill the Zygarde, and he can actually freely Dragon Dance here, and that will, you know, be the end of me. Because he can now freely go here, go for like a Z move, Tectonic Rage, kills off the Gargano, the Mega Gallade. Mimikyu already busted, can go for the Earthquake. And then Goodra was already down to half of his health, another Earthquake. And we get swept by the Zygarde and lose this match with 4-0. So we lost the first match, then we win the second match, then we lost the third match. So hopefully in match 4 we can try to make it even once again. And in week 4 we face off against the SV Darmanitan. So here we have the match for SV Darmanitan, and my opponent is bringing the Pidgeot, the Mega Pidgeot, Chestnut, Tapu Koko, Hydreigon, Tentacruel, and Aromatisse, while I'm bringing Diggersby, Metagross, Piloswine. We're bringing Piloswine in this match, Gallade, Mimikyu, and Goodra. And again, I'm just going to play the match. I'm not going to pause. I'm just going by it what I've seen on the screen right now. So I started out with my Piloswine. Of course, you're going to start out with the Piloswine with the matchup that we have on the opponent's side of the field. And I can easily put up the Stealth Rocks here. Switching out immediately into the Goodra, as he is going to set up the spikes on my side of the field. Now that can be quite annoying. So here we're going to fire off a Sludge Wave, and we are Choice Specs in this match. That I can do remember. So he's going to Rapid Spin the Stealth Rocks away. So Hydreigon will now come in, and the Meteor Mash will crit! And we have Bullet Punch on the Metagross. So Hydreigon, a huge threat to my team, now gone. Now he's going to Wild Charge, which is not going to kill Metagross. Metagross can go for another Meteor Mash. But he, of course, is going to switch out on the upcoming Bullet Sponge. So Tapu Koko will not go down. I am going for another Bullet Punch here, because I did want to cripple the Pidgeot that enough that with another Stealth Rocks I can try to, I could, okay, let me actually pause here, because I said I was going for the Stealth Rocks, but now that I've seen it, I don't know why I went for the Ice Shot there. I should have put up the Stealth Rocks, but I think in my head I was thinking he would probably stay in on the Pidgeot. Should have went for the Stealth Rocks there, to be honest, but yeah. So we're now here on the Aromatisse. I'm going for the Avalanche, and now I'm going to put up the Stealth Rocks. I could have done that, old... If I could go back into the past, I would have said that to myself. But Piloswine against Aromatisse now. Now, I did not want to switch out my Piloswine here because I wanted to wiggle this Aromatisse down as much as I can. But with the Wish, you know, the Avalanche will not kill off, sadly. At this point, I was like, okay, I can Earthquake again. He's going to Wish again. Now he's going to Protect. You know, he showed me that he has Protect, so that was actually good to know back then. And then here, another Earthquake, another Wish from the Aromatisse, another Earthquake from the Piloswine, and now he's going to kill off my Piloswine and gain some HP back with a Wish and with the leftovers, bringing it to 99%. Now I do outspeed the Aromatisse. He's going for the Protect. I'm just going for the Choice Specs Sludge Wave, and he is actually going to switch out back into his Tentacruel. Now the Stealth Rocks are still on his side of the field, but I thought, okay, he's gonna Rapid Spin it away again. He's actually going for the Scald here, and what do you think? He does get the burn. Of course he gets the burn. So I respect that play, but on the other hand, I was also not that mad because the Stealth Rocks are still on his side of the field. So if I can manage to take down the Tentacruel at this point, and the Stealth Rocks are still up, that is going to help me out a lot later on in the end game of this match. Now again, we are here with the Aromatisse. I'm just going for a never-ending Nightmare here, and it will not do that much. The hit will literally do 0 at that point. So the first 4 matches of this season, I'm not using Mimikyu that greatly, I have to be honest. He's going to Moonblast, kill off the Mimikyu. I still did a lot of damage to the Aromatisse, but of course the Wish will bring it back. So here I was like, okay, bring in the Diggersby, bring in the high firepower. Go for the return. It's not going to kill the Chestnut, so I have to switch out back into my Goodra. He's going to fire up that Synthesis on itself to gain all its HP back. And here I was like, cut you, baby. I was not going for another Sludge Wave here. Draco Meteor it is. Tentacruel is gone. Stealth Rocks are still on his side of the field. That is huge for us because the Pidgeot is already done for. So he's going to fire off a Moonblast on the Mega Gallade, sacking off his Tapu Koko here right now. Because Tapu Koko was not doing anything anymore. I went for the Swords Dance. Hurricane, however, will kill me. But at this point I can go into my Goodra and I can just fire off Sludge Waves here. He is going to confuse me, and nope, we are going to kill off the Pidgeot. Aromatisse will come in. He will not Protect. We'll let the Aromatisse go down with the Sludge Wave. And then of course Chestnut will not do anything against Goodra. And Goodra takes the sweep here. And we're winning this match with 2-0, which means that we're now 2-2 and -6, if I'm not mistaken. So last match of this session, week 5 of the UBC, which is against the Memphis Guslords, if I'm not mistaken. So here we are, Memphis Guslords here. Garchomp, Skarmory, Diancie, Greninja, Amoonguss, and the Mega Medicam. Now, I'm going to warn you all, this is a very haxy match. This is a very haxy match, so if you don't like hacks, grab your puke bags right now, because I did something very dirty in this match. So, let's start off the match, week 5 of the UBC against the Memphis Guslords. We're going to start out with Goodra. He's going to start out with Diancie. I was like, okay, there's a chance he can put up the Stealth Rocks. Let's see how much a Choice Spec Sludge Wave will do against the Diancie, and it will do a reasonable amount of damage. Now this Skarmory was a huge problem for us. He's going to put up the Spikes and the Stealth Rocks, and at this point I was like, okay, I don't have a Rapid Spinner or a Defog in my team. This is troublesome. So I fire off a Fire Blast here on the Diancie. It will not do much. It was actually for the Skarmory there, but he switched out to the Diancie. We can take that Fire Blast. Now I'm going into my Suicune here. Now here's where the HAX is going to start. Alright. So he's going to switch out into his Amoonguss. We're going to fire off that Scald first. It's not going to do that much. I was like, okay, let's fire off an Ice Beam then. That's going to do a little bit better, but not that quite much. I was like, okay, you know what? This Among Us can't really touch me. I'm just going to fire off a Calm Mind here. That Seed Bomb will not do that much. And now I'm like, okay, let's fire off an Ice Beam right now. It will not kill, but we get the freeze. Now I'm like, ah, that sucks, dude. But okay, you know what? Time to kill this thing off. We're going to fire off another Ice Beam here. Mega Medican comes in. I was like, okay, fine enough. We get another freeze on the Mega Medican. Now, I'm going to pause it here because I felt so dirty after this. I felt so dirty after this. I said to my opponent, dude, I'm so sorry. Pokemon is such a weird game sometimes. 2 freezes in a row. I don't think I've seen that ever happened in a draft league before. I could be mistaken, but I felt so dirty. But that's going to help out so much in this match. Of course, he's not going to top out. So the Mega Medicam, a huge powerhouse, is still gone. But he still has the Stealth Rocks and Spikes on my side of the field, which is, you know, still very annoying. And at this point, I'm going to fire off a Scald. I get to burn. I felt so dirty in this match. Now he's going to put up the Toxic Spikes though, and that was pretty much puts me in a pickle there, because now we are also on a timer. The only Pokemon that can't be affected by it is Masquerain, and I made a big mistake at the end of this match with that. But here we are, the Garchomp is now on his side of the field. It's going to fire off a nice clean Earthquake to kill off the Suicune. Now Piloswine is here, of course. What was I going to do here? I was going for the Ice Shard to try to hit the Garchomp. He expects that. Go into his Skarmory to put more layers and spikes there. So I'm on a timer right now with the Toxic Spikes, with the normal spikes, with the Stealth Rocks. And his Skarmory doesn't seem to have any offensive moves. And again, with the Masquerain, I made a big mistake. But Piloswine will go down. Good run on my side of the field. Of course, I was going for the Fire Blast here, because why wouldn't you? And the Fire Blast will kill off the Among Us here. So Among Us dead, it's 4 against 3, but still, we have all those hazards on my side of the field. Garchomp, however, will come in and make it even 3 versus 3 again with that Earthquake on the Goodra. Now here's the Mimikyu. We still have our Disguise left. Of course, he's going to switch out. I was like, okay, Swords Dance it up. I'm going to try as much as we can. Hit him with the Sea Power. Let's Snuggle forever. It does a little bit damage to the Skarmory, but of course he's going to roost away the damage. And Mimikyu is on the timer. I was like, alright, Swords Dance. He doesn't seem to have any offensive moves. Let's try to whittle it down, but he's going to now switch out into his DNC. Predicting the Play Rough. Play Rough is going to kill, but Mimikyu goes down as well, so it's now 2v2. Here I go into the Masquerain, but should not have done that. Should not have done that, because my Diggersby outspeeds the Garchomp with the Choice Scarf. I sacked this thing. I was like, alright, Intimidate off, because I thought, alright, we're gonna Intimidate, but Dragon Claw will kill off either way. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to fire off the Ice Punch with my Diggersby. Full Connect, kill off the Garchomp. Now it's 1v1 against the Skarmory, but as I mentioned before, the Skarmory didn't have any offensive moves, at least not that I know of. It showed Spikes, Roost, and yeah, that is what it actually did. And Evil yeah. So I was like, alright, going to fire off an Ice Punch. Toxic Potion will go down, but we freeze the Skarmory. Now the reason why this is bad is if I went in the Diggersby first, of course he could have gone into the Skarmory afterwards, and tried to take me down. But let's say he did not. Let's say he thought he would outspeed with Diggersby on the Garchomp. I could have killed off the Garchomp with my Diggersby, then the Skarmory would have taken care of the Diggersby, but then Masquerain isn't affected by the poison damage from the Toxic Spikes. I could have fired off Hydro Pumps after Hydro Pumps after Hydro Pumps until Skarmory is down, and of course it can also be like he can roost it up every single time and try to PP stall me there. But as you can see here, we got the Frozen on the Skarmory, so if I did that with Diggersby first, who knows? I could have maybe won this match with 1-0. Unfortunately, we are going to lose this match with 1-0, meaning that after 5 weeks of the UBC Season 8, we're at 2 wins, 3 losses with a differential of -7. That isn't bad. We still have 5 more matches to come up, and I'm going to try my hardest to still reach playoffs. It's still possible to reach playoffs, but, you know, I've used this team now for 5 weeks. I can do much better with Mimikyu. I think for the rest, I've used this team quite nicely. But Mega Gallade and Mimikyu, I need to use much better. And I need to use hazards removals if there's a Skarmory on his side of the field. Alright, so this was a very different video than the normal Draft League videos that I've done. So let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of a format like this? Like 5 matches in one video. For a Showdown Draft League. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the commentary? Do you still prefer one match for one video every week? Do you like what I've done here? Let me all guys know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, however, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, share this video with others, slash the subscribe button down below, and hit that bell icon, because then you get notified every time I upload a new video, and that is sincerely appreciated. Week 6 till week 10 will probably come around the end of July, beginning of August. And hopefully we will reach playoffs. But yeah, that was the first 5 weeks of the UBC. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but I will see you guys in the next video.